Hello everyone, and welcome to Half-Life with me, Vixx. Now Half-Life is kind of an interesting thing for me. I'm a lot bigger fan of the sequel, Half-Life 2. I find Half-Life 2 to be the stronger of the games. I think Half-Life 1's fine. I think Half-Life 2, though, improves enough of the game to make it like a lot better experience. But it felt kind of weird if I just started with Half-Life 2, so we're going to be doing Half-Life 1. And we're going to be doing it first for my, channel, not live commentary. The first time in my life I'm doing not live commentary. We're doing this purely on post. I'm recording this currently while looking at a small box form of my screen, so you'll have to bear with me a little bit if my commentary isn't, pointing out the specific details of everything around me. Obviously, right now we're going through the very slow and tedious process of just going on this train of sorts. Not exactly the most interesting part of the game, but I think it offers enough of a good introduction to just, be fine with it. It's fine, this is a 1990s game, and it's whatever for me. I think the intro makes it really annoying when you want to play it through again, but that's beside the fact. So, I felt like it'd be interesting if I were to mention Half-Life while we're doing this, because I got time. We're gonna be going through this for a while. So, let me try to find that was on, and I will mention some cool old facts for you of Mr. Gordon Freeman. Now, little facts of Mr. Gordon Freeman. But actually, Gordon Freeman used to be like this wild, full bearded guy called Ivan the Space Biker. They kind of just turned him into more science-y, kind of nerdy guy, basically. According to Mark Laidlaw, Gordon Freeman character is just a name, an eyepiece looking into the Half-Life universe, a motive force that enables the player to move through it. And the team just wanted to create someone who didn't get in the way of the player exploring on their own, yet feel like they have a specific role. Never quite sure whether they're playing it right, but having it as a part of a whole experience. This is the main reason why most playable characters in the Half-Life and Portal universe are silent. I'm just reading off the Combine over wiki, because I have nothing else to really mention, because we'll be here for a while. Now, I don't know if they've yet to mention it, but Gordon Freeman's only 27. I'm 21. I'm only 6 years away of being Gordon Freeman's age, and I don't know how I feel about that. 27, that is, I mean, obviously that does fit in line of, getting your PhD, and, getting an MIT, all that good stuff. I don't know if they're similar or the same thing. You know what I mean. I mean, it does in fact fall into the exact line it needs, except it just weirds me out that Gordon Freeman's just like this youngster who, who could do all these things. He's the hero of the universe, and then they keep him 27. Technically he's 27. I mean, technically he's 47. I think it's 40. I think it's 20 years after. I know Eli is like pretty old. Eli and Kleiner are supposed to be. Kleiner just doesn't change at all, but Eli does. But that's for a different game. This is Half-Life 1. This is a completely different experience. And we finally make it over into the actual workplace of ours. This will be interesting. What does the job have in store for us? Now, I don't know who you would technically call Barry in all these guys, because obviously all the security guards have the same voice actor. Would that make Barry all of them technically, or like how would you go about that? You know?
Morning, Mr. Freeman.
Morning.
You're running late.
It's not my fault. Put me on like a 20-minute, explanation of this place. That's regardless of the fact. Let's just go on forward. Wait for Mr. Barry. I don't remember his last name. I genuinely don't remember the last name of Barry. It's something or another. We going in? Are we in, boys? We are in. Time to get started on the workplace. Starting our chapter 2, technically. Also, I can't move. I goofed. I'm stuck. Yeah. Half-Life 1's not exactly the most glitch-free game, and we're playing the Half-Life Steam version. I don't have the source port, and I don't have, Black Mesa and all that. And obviously, what we're gonna goof around anything I can. Check out all the goofing around you can do in Black Mesa before shit gets real. So, and obviously, I don't really know how to bunny hop. Bunny hopping is something I can never get the timing for, so. They're gonna just have random hopping, and that'll be an excuse. We come back here later.
Tunneling lattice calculation. The sample was just delivered to the test chamber.
Get out of my way.
Excuse me, Gordon, but I'm not
Hi, Eli. Are we gonna call him Eli? Ah, yes. The G-Man. Now, you can actually no-clip into that area. You can no-clip and go into the area. Yeah. It's actually really nice lighting. I don't know if that's because of my setup or not, but I like the lighting. Now, if you do no-clip on this, there's nothing past here. That's kind of just there for decoration for environment. Now, one thing I'm not entirely remembering well enough, because this is all kind of... I'm recording the voice as I play through it, essentially. I found Half-Life 2's maps to be very well made and very detailed and very linear, but challenging, allowing you to explore a bit. And I don't remember if Half-Life 1 was the same way, and we'll find that out throughout the series, if I feel that way. And obviously we're going to go through the process of messing with everything that I can, including getting all the setup hops and busting someone's soup, and annoying a man who's reading and trying to do his work. So obviously we're going to head out over to here. Into the spicy hot, probably all male locker room, because I don't know if there's one female in this entire game. Is there? I don't remember there being. There probably isn't. That could be a lot. I mean, you got the HEV suits, the boys, but I mean, it's not like it's a big deal. I'm genuinely trying to remember if there's a. Obviously, Half-Life 2, you got quite a few, Alex being a big one. But now, we have the HEV suit, and we can... I'm trying to figure out where my locker is, because I'm looking everywhere, but I need to. There we go. Get our first suit battery. And I believe the difficulty's on easy, because I just wanted to play for the experience and not, like gameplay. Because I enjoy Half-Life for the experience, not the game itself. Or, yes, the game itself. Obviously, the experience is the game itself. I'm talking nonsense. I'm playing Half-Life for the sake of just enjoying it. and we can finally get our job on the run. I love the Half-Life series. I didn't start playing it until like really late. I didn't get Half-Life till like 2016. So it tells you how late into this all I got into it. Wait till I was 19 to get into Half-Life. Obviously, I've known about Half-Life for years. I've owned Gary's Mod since 2012. So I know what Half-Life is. Now, I've actually never played the episodes 1 or 2, because I've been trying to play through Half-Life 2 recently before I tackle them. I actually own 3 different copies of Half-Life 2, all separate versions. I own the Xbox release, the Xbox 360 Orange Box release, and then along with the PC release, obviously because it's in my Steam library. But right now we're playing through Half-Life 1, baby. Also, ignore the dogs in the background. I'm not going to re-record this. This is like 16 minutes of my time, and I'm not doing it. So obviously, now we get to go through the process of getting... I wish those dogs would stop barking. I'm trying to record. Gotta love my neighborhood. Try to record Half-Life, you get dogs. And they know I'm talking. Also, one thing I never noticed, or not, I worded that wrong. Thing that bothered me is Gordon has no form of like actual security access. He's supposed to be like this PhD master scientist, but he's given like no security access to anything. Is it for the fact like he's newer on the job? Like, it's mentioned in Half-Life 2 that someone tried to beat him out for his job, and they should have been there for Half-Life 1's events. But it's just odd. Like, I think you would give someone like this, the man they give access to the HEV suit, availability to security. At least he's supposed to be some kind of, like, intelligent genius lackey grunt guy they got lying around. It's silly.
I'm afraid we'll be deviating a bit from standard analysis procedures today, Gordon.
Yes, but with good reason. This is a rare opportunity for us. This is the purest sample we've seen yet.
And, potentially, the most unstable.
Now, if you follow standard insertion procedures, everything will be fine.
I don't know how you can say that, although I will admit that the possibility of a resonance cascade scenario is extremely unlikely.
Gordon doesn't need to hear all this. He's a highly trained professional. We've assured the administrator that nothing will go wrong.
Ah, yes, you're right. Gordon, we have complete confidence in you.
Well, go ahead. Let's let him in now.
Now shit can actually go down, finally. We can finally do what we're supposed to be doing here. Our job. I'm a little curious how others found out about Half-Life, like years after Half-Life came out. One thing I'd love to own is the Half-Life actual PC physical copy of the game. I'd love to own it. And I think I don't know how much Half-Life merchandising exists in the world, but I hope to some degree that Valve gets on that. And obviously, I've seen the video of Gabe Newell where they discussed, hey Gabe, when's Half-Life 3? And they did it like all throughout all the years, and you can just see Gabe Newell becoming emptier and emptier of a human being, just getting tired of these questions. Now, if they work on Half-Life 3 or not, I love the game series, but I'm happy with where it is. We have a very, very big, modding scene. A lot of custom games come out for it. There are a bunch of games in the Half-Life universe that can kind of just hold me over for a long period of time. There are so many Half-Life mods in existence, and they're all good. Not all of them, but a decent bit are good. So it's not like it bugs me. I get it from like a story thing. I've never finished the episode, so obviously I can't talk. But I think You know, it's not a problem to me.
Probably not a
It's
problem.
probably others, and I get it. I totally get it. People have a problem with it, but you know.
No, it's well within
But we will discuss that more throughout the series. We still gotta get our job done here in Half-Life 1. Now, I do plan on eventually touching upon Blue Shift and the other ones. There's a few of them. Like the side games that like Gearbox released. I believe Gearbox worked on the other two. Or worked on Blue Shift and the other one that exists. I'd love to test them out and try them out. For the time being, I'm going to stick with Half-Life 1 and maybe go to Half-Life 2 if I don't get Blue Shift by then. I'm eventually going to buy the two side games that were actually released by Valve. I'll eventually just grab them, pick them up one of these days. Not that expensive. I picked up Half-Life 2 during the summer sale, so... Heavy breathing. What's going on? What's this? What's everything around me?